Hey guys, it's Kevin Urrutia here from Voy Media, and today I want to talk about Net Promoter Score. Net Promoter Score is a rating that kind of shows you what your customers truly think and feel about your product. Just a little backstory here. When I was working at Darley, we did a lot of Net Promoter Score surveys. My roommate Adam was using this app called Delighted, and they were pretty easy to set up. And a lot of SaaS companies, software companies use this to see essentially what their customers look like. And I'm seeing a lot of e-commerce companies or information product companies start using it now. So I figured it'd be a great video to show you guys what it is, what it means, and really how simple it is to integrate into your sort of existing flows, or at least give it a shot and think about it. So let's talk a little bit about Net Promoter Score. Net Promoter Score is a simple question of, would you recommend our company or product to your family or friends? And then it'll give you a sort of 0 to 10 option to choose. And once you choose, then the survey will get submitted, and then you'll sort of calculate a Net Promoter Score depending on the results and answers and really kind of how you want to be thinking about it. So here I'm on the Qualtrics website. They're a really big kind of like customer experience website. And going back to what I said before about that company Delighted, they actually acquired them. So let's talk a little bit about Net Promoter Score first. And in here for the Net Promoter Score, you have detractors, passives, and promoters. Detractors are actually the customers that either choose between a 0 to 6 and aren't unhappy and potentially can damage your brand. You know that they're not giving you word of mouth. So getting a lot of feedback in the beginning stages of your company is pretty important. So you really kind of want to see what the detractors think about. And then you have your passives, which is between a 7 to 8. They're kind of like your product, but it's not really life changing. It's not really too crazy. This is pretty good because you know at least it's useful. And the way you want to be thinking about it too, it's these customers, you should be reaching out to them and figuring out like, hey, why don't you like it? How can we improve? Use this for product improvement. You have passives that are kind of happy with your product. So maybe reach out to them and ask them for testimonial content. But again, with Net Promoter Score and some of the tools out there, it allows you to collect a lot of this feedback that then you can then pull into your website or reviews. And then you have promoters. These are the people that score between a 9 to 10 and they really love your product. It's truly life-changing. Again, these are the customers you want to reach out. You want to get them on an interview and say, well, how does it really kind of help you guys out? Why do you love it so much? And here's how you calculate your NPS score. It's simple. Your final NPS score is just subtract the percentage of detractors from the percentage of promoters. So, for example, if 10% of responders are detractors, 20% are passives, and 70% are promoters, then your NPS score would be 70 minus 10, which is 60. And like I said, passives don't really do anything because it's kind of like not that useful. So you really want promoters or detractors to sort of get really good feedback. And that's sort of what NPS score is. And again, this is the question that you want to ask on a scale from 0 to 10. How likely are you to recommend Qualtrics to a friend or colleague? And again, this is where you would just put it in with your name. How likely are you to recommend Voy Media to a friend or colleague? And then you want to get the answers. Very important survey question. It's very basic, but you get so much information out of it. And again, going back to a previous video I did at Klaviyo, there's this website called Surveycate that allows you to create these Net Promoter Score emails and actually collect the data in here. That way you can then see it yourself. So I just created this as an example, but I'll show you how simple it is and really how easy it is for you to connect to your Klaviyo. And here it is. How likely are you to recommend our company to a friend or colleague? And again, very simple. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 0, not likely. 10, very likely. This is the nice thing about this tool. Someone will click on the email. Let's say they click on the 2. It will then go to box or a website where the user can tell us what was wrong. And this is where now they can give you more information. And again, this happens in every sort of segment between detractors, passives, and customers that love your brand, right? That's not bad. What is it that we can improve? You always want to know what you can improve. Oh, wow, that's great to hear. Our team would love to know what's the main reason why. Very simple. I think the best part about this survey is actually the responses that you're going to get. So again, if you want to integrate this into your existing email platform, such as Klaviyo, I recommend Surveycate. What you need to do next is just go to their configure, allow people to go connect, go next. I put it in my Klaviyo for one of the companies we're working with, and then again, share, and then you just go in and get your code and you input it in there. Very easy to do, very simple to do, very powerful tool, very powerful survey to ask. And then going back with this, with something like Surveycate, you can come back and actually generate different surveys that they have and really get feedback from your customers. I think a lot of people don't get feedback from the customers because they think that people don't respond to surveys. But if you make it so simple, kind of like where they can answer right in the email, you're going to get tons and tons of responses. Another email that maybe we'll talk about later on, or at least another sort of survey that I find useful, is post-purchase surveys that happens on the thank you page. Really a basic one that we're doing a lot now is, how did you hear about our product? And it's going to be Facebook, Twitter, Google, word of mouth, TikTok, or Instagram. Very useful to see kind of where your customers are coming from. So anyways, guys, that's NPS surveys. Let me know if you integrate it. Let me know if you need help or more stuff about NPS. I think it's a very useful sort of question to ask your customers, and you might get something from it. And again, like with anything with surveys and responses, always be thinking about how can you use that for ads or creatives. Hope that was helpful. Like I said, Kevin from Voy Media. Feel free to reach out. Visit our website, voymedia.com, and we'll talk to you soon.